we're living in. Let me tell ya. And it's a world that man can eat at all. When things are big that should be small. Who can tell what magic spells we'll be doing for us? And I'm giving up my life.
So, if you want to make, do you want to try and figure out how to make the sign first? Okay. And I notice you still have your hand up there. Were you editing something, or? Because if you can usually, if you are editing something, if you just press escape, it's kind of a quick way to just kind of get out of it, which is nice. So, you know how to build, right? Do you know how to make the basic build? Okay. So if you want to go ahead and make a box or something. Right. Okay, so what you would do in order to create a sign is basically you want to put it into you want to just get a PDF or like a JPEG or something like that. So one of the easiest ways, I mean, there's like GIF and there's a bunch of different programs. I find one of the easiest ones to do is to just use PowerPoint. If you go into PowerPoint, you can set up and make whatever sign you want there. You can, add pictures or images or whatever you want to do. Create the background. And I feel like that has the basic stuff. There's some more advanced ones too. But then when you save it, you just want to make sure that you save it as there's a drop down. Do you know how to save under different formats? Yep. So if you just do the drop down menu and find, I think, either JPEG or there's another one that works to it. I might look at that to find out. But and then you just save it under that. And once you have it saved, you go to upload. So that's going to be under avatar, upload, and then the first option is image. Yep. And so that should bring up the suitcase. Usually, if you go and click recent, and that'll bring up whatever things that you recently uploaded. And it could be probably under texture. And then you could either click and drag it. You can either click and drag it, or you can just if you click on the object. What you actually probably want to do also is select face. So if you edit this box here and you go on the top there's move, rotate, stretch, and then select face. So if you click select face and then just click on it, maybe I usually click on it twice just to make sure it's on the right face. That way it's not going to be on the corners and on the back side and everything else. It's just going to be on the front. So select face, and then you can usually, yep, there you go. And then usually I like to click on Fulbright too. That's, do you see that in there? Yep, Fulbright. Yeah, it should be under texture, underneath so under the texture tab, when you're in edit. Yep, and it'd be below that. It should be like a Fulbright. It's like a little box you can check. It should be near color. Yep. Yep. There you go. Yep. Yeah, so that brightened it up a lot too. So it just looks better that way. Yep. There is some other things you can do. I don't know if they still have it, but there's a video that I found too. If you want, I can give you the link to it, and they talk about building, like pictures. And there's actually something that's like a frame builder script that you put into it, and it builds like a nice frame around it. I mean, what you could also do is you could put another box behind it that's a little bit longer and wider, and have that one sit on top of it so that it creates like a frame. Yeah, exactly. So you could do that. And here, let me just pull up this got the YouTube saved, and I can send that to you too. Alright, so this is a YouTube video I found that I thought was pretty helpful, and it's in Second Life, but I think most of the stuff is applicable still. And then, have you done anything with scripts or anything like that before? Okay. Okay, do you have the link that show up? Okay, so I mean you can watch that whenever. It's like 10 minutes or so, but it might give you maybe just a little bit into certain things, and it also tells you a little bit about the script because they show you how to take a picture and be able to click on it, and that will link you to a website. So in the example in the video, they have all these different like historical people or teachers, and you click on it and they give you a link of their biography. And so so a script is basically just like a way to program it to do that. And if you want, I can just show you really quick what you would do is you go next to texture, the content tab. And so what you do is you click on new script, and that pulls up sort of like just like a programming kind of screen. I mean, I'm not really any good at programming myself, but there's a lot of different websites out there that they'll give you the programming script already, and you just copy and paste the entire thing, and then you paste it over top of whatever's already in there. You don't need that, so you delete what's already in there, and then you paste the new script on there. And there's tons of things. There's stuff for a door to open. There's things so that you can click on websites. There's things that I also have some websites for those too, like a bunch of scripts if you want those websites as well. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So I found. Let's see. So here's one. This is just a ton of different ones in here. Let me just copy that. Okay. So this one, it's got lots of them. You click on them, they'll give you a bunch of programming, mumbo jumbo, and then you just copy it, and then under new script you can paste it, and then you can label it so you remember what's in there or whatever you want to do. There's things that'll make things glow. I mean, it's tons of them, and you can usually, I just start googling things in if you're looking for something specific, and a lot of times you can do it. I'm pretty sure even scripts that work in Second Life will work over there. I had a door script I used in Second Life that works in OpenSim. So I mean, you can try it. There's a bunch of websites that have a bunch. There was another one. Let's see if I can find it. That lets you kind of build your own. It's actually one that's, it's I don't think I saved it, but it's in that video I gave you. It's one that she uses, and so basically it'll say, you want it to link to a different URL, or you want it to do this. I mean, there's a list of different things. So you click on that, and then you want it to do that when someone clicks on it or someone says something, and so you can kind of personalize it, and then it'll give you the script for it, generates it. So I thought that was kind of a cool site too. So, but it's in that video I gave you. No. So, okay. Was there anything else? Okay. Well, let me give you a couple more some inventory things I've got, because my island actually came with a bunch of like projectors and things like that. So I actually brought a couple too. So let me just find them real quick. Okay. So this is sort of just, this one is going to be like a screen. There's a couple options when you click on them that I think you can upload pictures, and that'll do slideshows, or it'll do videos. Like you can put in channels. I haven't gotten to use it too much. And then there's another one where this one's got 3 different screens. It's like an amphitheater. So and that was on my island, and I just uploaded another one too. And then I don't know if you want to do this or if you want to do this on your own too. But what I did was, I've got the it's like the $20 a month one where it's a premium account, but it gives me 5 different regions. So I have my main region that I've been building, but the other 4 regions I've been uploading other OARs, and like so there's like a big freebie mall that you can go into, and there's just tons of free stuff that you can grab. I've got a second version of my island, so that if I need if I wanted to break something apart, and so that's like the amphitheater. I went to the scrap part of my island basically, and I just took a copy of it from there rather than from the actual island. So just in case anything happens too, I've got backups there. Yeah, yeah. And then you could also advanced tutors, but it's actually advanced tutors. Yeah, so there's lots of different ways you can get things for what you're trying to do. You can download the you can go to different places. You can get scraps and you can bring them from there. Like Professor O'Connor's island. She's got a lot of free things there that you can take copies of. Yeah, yep, I saw some of that there. So that's one way to get things. You can also just Google OpenSim and then whatever you're looking for, and typically they've got a bunch of things where you can upload. I think IAR files are kind of hard to upload still, but there are other. But there's other formats too where you can just kind of save them to your computer and then save them, and then you can upload them and bring them in. So I did that with a couple things. I found a couple websites you can find some cool things. And it's constantly building. I think Second Life has a lot more. Did you bring this from Second Life? Is this this equipment? Okay, because it. Yeah, because it's very cool equipment. I've been trying to look for something like that, and it looks like you've actually done a better job than me at finding. I had clicked on it earlier, and it started running. I think these things typically run separately for different people, so you can actually view it independently. I believe that's how they seem to be working here. Okay. Yeah, right now it's stopped. I can try and reset it. Yeah, I just reloaded it. Now it's gray. I usually like to use this keypad on the right is nice. I don't know if you use that for walking around, but as long as you have the num lock off, you've got your forward, inside and back and everything. But 7, if you hit 7, that lets you fly, and hit 7 again and it lets you fall, and then if you hit 9, you jump, and if you hold 9, you'll start to fly. And then also if you use 3, so if you hit 7 then you hit 9, you fly up, and if you hit 3 you fly down. So it's just for me it's a very intuitive way to kind of get around, rather than using the other arrows or the mouse. So I think it's kind of individual, but it's nice because the flying buttons and the up and down and everything is all in the same little spot there. So I actually found something I thought might help you as well. There's if you here, I'm going to actually send you the website. This website has a tutorial about how to build a lighting system for like a club, and I thought that basically using the scripts that they have and how that you could probably form it to use for your own benefits. So it's got a bunch of different tutorials. If you go, I think it's like the 3rd or 4th one down, you should find one that's for the club lighting. And then there's further down, there's another thing for a lighting effect. So those might be good ones. And then I'm sure there's got to be a script somewhere as far as for reflectors. Just something that would like a mirror or a light reflector or something that you know, I'm sure that'd be easy enough to just put into the prim. It looks great so far, though. I really I like it a lot, actually. I think you've got some really great spaces, and you got some functioning things already set up with the cameras and the lighting. Yeah, can you? Where's it from? Can you move it? You can't move it. You can't change the size. Yeah, I think that's an important part to bring in external resources, to be able to have some sort of link to be able to bring that kind of stuff into. Because it's nice. Yep. Because it's nice to have all the stuff to be able to do, within the virtual world itself. But have those links to different websites and video tutorials. I think it just adds to the experience too. So, I just gave you a bunch of signs. They actually came with my island, but they are just sort of orientation signs of walking, zooming, talking, typing, sitting, media controls, appearances. So I mean, I think that's also a good start too. Yep. You keep it, and then you should be able to usually. That's a good question. I'm not really sure what the parentheses mean. I'd probably I just say regular keep. One might be the best place to go would be go to recent, and it should be under recent. Sometimes a lot of those things will save under objects. This one it's labeled a folder open VCE orientation signs. But if you go into your inventory and click on recent, it should bring up anything that you've gotten recently. Well, give it a shot. Just go. You can try it. You just take one and click and drag it to anywhere. And then if you go on the other side, it looks like there it is. Yeah, actually, I think I gave them to her. Those are great for orientation. And then you could always also do signs with you could make YouTube the inside. Let's see. These ones I'm not sure. You could probably right now you have the permissions on this island, so I can't really do any of the editing. But if you were to edit it, I mean, you may be able to unlink it, or what you might want to do is you might want to click on select face. So if you click select faces on the top of the edit menu where it says move, rotate, stretch. Well, it says select face, or it could say actually I'm in Firestorm right now, so Singularity says what does it say? It's select something else. It's yes, I think select texture. So click on that, and then you should be able to click there you go. Yeah, so that's a good way to do that. I do have a couple of things. If you remember on my island, I had the amphitheater there too. If you want, I've actually have the amphitheater screens right there that I just gave to you, and then I also have these free view screens. So these are two different kinds of screens that you can do and put up there. And I was just thinking also with this this box over here, if you really can't get rid of it, you might think of putting some other mesh or some other object over top of it, and it would just kind of hide it. So that was just an idea I just thought of too. Yep. Yeah, and then it would sit right in there, because I had a script where I had like this, it had this particle generator where brings these things out, and I couldn't figure out where to put it. Then I realized, what, I just put it into a wall and kind of hide it, and then it still has the same effect, but you don't have to have some awkward thing sitting there. There you go, and it's gone. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that would be a great idea. And I think you don't also want to discount the fact. I think another really good sort of video ability would be the camera that we have for our own screen. I think in a lot of ways we can use, Camtasia or whatever else to record for as a to record what's going on in the screen. But I think when you hold down Alt and look around, I think there's actually ways you can really frame things and do pan movements and things. You could do you can zoom out and you can zoom in and you can really get some pretty striking videos of I think that might be a good way to actually maybe create a video within the virtual world, and having it be more manipulative than you might be able to having to go to an actual object and use it. I do know what you mean though by being able to set it up though and have like the 3-point lighting and have a specific setup where you could actually get into the details of what it's like for like professional filming. And I think you might still be able to do it with this too, but when you hold Alt and then you move around with the keys, being able to zoom in and zoom out and frame things, I think that you could learn a lot of techniques that way as well. It makes me think of like a security camera or something, that maybe someone would put in a building of theirs and be able to access, remotely from a different location. I'm wondering if maybe that might be, maybe there'd be a use for something like that you could also use for yourself. I mean, I don't know how much that would actually help, but I could see it being used for other things as well too. Well, yeah, if you want to, I mean, I've got a couple other islands that I put up too that have some like freebies and stuff that if you want to walk around and see if I've got a freebie mall that I uploaded as an OAR, and if you want to just take a look around and you feel free to grab anything you'd like.